it's your boy Yinka back here again with another little video, little reaction. And Shapiro is gonna get into it with this Congresswoman. I'm not gonna talk anymore, so let's get into the video.
Mr. Shapiro, you talked about white privilege, and just this week I had a conversation with Rachel Lazar, who's done some work, a Jewish American woman who's done some work on this area, as well as having extensive conversations with Dr. Greg Parks of Wake Forest University, who's also talked quite a bit about critical race theory. And it's my understanding that white privilege is not telling individuals that they cannot speak, but it is a term for societal privilege that individuals have as a benefit of their white skin.
We really need to stop with this idea of white privilege, and because you're white you have certain advantages at the get-go that other races don't have. In both the USA and the UK, which I reside in, white privilege is not a thing. We should talk about Asian privilege, and not even necessarily Asian privilege. In terms of demographics, Asians do better than white people in both America and in the UK. And that's just stats and facts. And as Ben Shapiro says, facts do not care about your feelings.
And I don't think that, and I think universities would be remiss to then say that because you're white, you're not allowed to say anything that's critical of white people. I didn't know that white privilege actually went into that sphere. My understanding is it's just, and the issue is that white privilege makes people uncomfortable to talk about the societal privilege that they have.
Well, to me, what I say on campuses all the time is if you want to cite instances of racism that we can all find and fight together, that's something that I'm more than willing to stand next to you and fight, because that's obviously stuff that we should fight together. But when you just say that there is a white privilege out there in the ether and that by dint of birth your skin color generates for you an advantage, what you're really saying to people is that your view is less valuable because you have not experienced what I've experienced. And that is an identity argument, that's a character argument, that's not a rational political argument that can actually be taken on in any way. It's more of a cudgel and a club than it is an attempt to open a discussion.
Well, I think.
And also, greatly said by Ben Shapiro. And also with that, just by right of you being white, isn't that in itself racism as well? Because of the fact that your skin color is white, there are many white people there can be white people who are African, there can be white people who are Asian. What do you even mean by white? When people say the term white, is it the skin color? Is it the culture? Is it their country? What is it? Is it just skin color? Because there's many people who I've seen in terms of being victims who are Mexican, and they say they don't experience white privilege, or they don't have white privilege based off of their race. So what do you even mean by white privilege? And as I don't believe in white privilege, because as I said with the stats, Asians are doing better in the UK and in the US than white people. So do they have privilege?
I think it's a demonstrable evidence that through society's demographics that being white has societal privileges that being black does not. But
we can talk about how that manifests, because that's
I'm also interested in what you just said now, is that you would stand next to anyone who has this. So Mr. Shapiro, my question to you is, for Ms. Dunston, the tying the noose around the campus and writing messages that target African-American young students, would you consider that hate speech, and then would you stand next to her and fight for her?
As I say, I would. This is the first I'm hearing about it, honestly. But
really,
yeah. But from hearing about it, maybe because it's local. I mean, I'm from LA. But in any case, I'm more than happy to stand alongside her and fight whatever group was responsible for this. Not only more than happy. I mean, you're talking about the alt-right. Again, I was the #1 target of anti-Semitic harassment from the alt-right last year. So I'm more than happy to do all that. And I think there's one more distinction that has to be made. When we talk about cases like Taylor's, they're horrific, and the administration is siding with Taylor. Okay, the administration is doing the right thing by Taylor, or trying to do the right thing by Taylor, as they should be. And I think that we need to make a distinction between cases where the administration is actively participating in the suppression of speech and cases in which the administration is trying to do the right thing in order to punish people for application of crime.
Well said by Ben Shapiro. And I personally am tired of this whole spiel of white supremacy and white privilege, and because of the fact that because of your skin color, you're just privileged by birth, which is a lie. Because people who are not white come into America and do well, and they work hard and they get the job done, and they get to the top and they're above white people. So this whole white privilege is just rubbish and just a victim mentality in the victim Olympics that they love to compete in. But anyway, that was another video, another reaction. As I usually say, if you enjoyed the video, like the video as much as possible. Comment down below. Let's get a discussion going down below. I'll reply to as many comments as possible. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram at YinkaThatGuy. And I'm out.